to the track, to the wall. It is gone. A home run. Avila has won it. One of the lasting memories of the first half here in 2012, Alex Avila's walk-off home run on April 8th against the Boston Red Sox. And we'll be sharing some of our favorite moments as the day goes on from the first half. Royals and Tigers in the meantime, as we close out the first half of play. And we remind you that if the Tigers hit 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and you will get a free small order of curly fries. Well, Ned Yost and the Kansas City Royals coming to town. They've lost the first 2 games in the series. The Tigers now going for the sweep of the Royals here this afternoon. And here is the starting lineup for Kansas City, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll be Alex Gordon, Alcides Escobar, and Eric Hosmer in the top 3 spots. Billy Butler is the DH, Betancourt, Moustakas, and then Francoeur, Perez, and Dyson rounding it out for KC. Max Scherzer is on the hill for the Tigers. He is presented by Soaring Eagle Casino.
For Max, it's been all about his fastball this year, and with that fastball, he has racked up 114 strikeouts in just 90 1/3 innings. The ERA is still a little high for a guy that has the skill set that Max has, but look for a lot of fastballs today. 95 miles an hour and above to most of these Kansas City Royals hitters.
So we are ready for baseball this afternoon on a great day here in the Motor City. The first pitch of the ball game is a strike called on Alex Gordon, who has had a couple of hits in this series, 2 out of 8 with a double. It'll be Gordon and then Escobar and then Hosmer. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's low and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Another warm afternoon here in the Motor City, but not nearly as hot as it has been the past few days. Only 81 degrees at game time, so it's gorgeous.
Not a lot of humidity either.
Yeah, you can feel it. It's just much more comfortable.
The fans look more comfortable, and that's real important too.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Alex Gordon, who career against Scherzer pretty good, 6-for-16 with a home run. Max missed his last start because of a hamstring problem, but he's back out there today.
Tigers pitchers have been striking out quite a few Kansas City Royals in this series, and a lot of these strikeouts have been coming on breaking balls. Here's a really good count for Max to throw his first breaking ball of the afternoon.
Missed inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He went with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball instead.
Gordon batting .274. Here's the 2-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. After a slow start, it was a really good month of June for Alex Gordon. .349 last month. He is trying to continue that into July. And now the 3-2 pitch on the way. And it's fouled back out of play. Tigers come in 1 game over the 500 mark at 43-42, picking up some steam. They can head to the break with a 5-game winning streak if they win here this afternoon.
Tough to catch up any ground on the White Sox because they have won 5 in a row themselves.
Yeah, they've been playing some good baseball, and there's ball 4, so Gordon draws a leadoff walk. This is what it looks like in the Central entering play. Cleveland's been playing well also. In fact, they're 4 games over. And they are 3 games behind Chicago, but the White Sox now all of a sudden 10 games above the 500 mark. Here's Alcides Escobar. He's had himself a pretty good series. He has scored 3 runs. He is 3 for 8 and has a 2-base hit. And he skies the first pitch in the air to left. Quentin Berry is under it, and there's your first out of the ball game. 1 gone.
You know that QB is back in left this afternoon. Jackson in center, Brennan Bosch. He's in right. Fielder Santiago Peralta, Miggy in the infield. Avila, he's behind the plate. Beaumont Health System sponsors Tigers defensive alignment this afternoon.
And despite the lefty on the mound today for the Royals, Bosch will get the start in right field in place of Brian Rayburn. Here is Eric Hosmer now with 1 on 1 out. Gordon not a base stealer per se. He has swiped 3 this year. He's been caught 3 times. Hosmer meanwhile batting .231, just 1 for 7 in the series. And he looks at strike 1.
Ned Yost, the manager of the Kansas City Royals, continues to show a tremendous amount of confidence in Hosmer, even though he has pretty much struggled all year. .231 in 80 games, he still bats third every single day for this Kansas City Royals lineup.
And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Ooh, we had a big rip there. No balls, 2 strikes.
Most left-handed batters like the ball down, and one of the reasons why Max gets so many strikeouts, he'll elevate his fastball above the belt buckle. It's tough to catch up to that pitch at 94 miles an hour, whether you're a right-handed hitter or a left-handed batter.
So Scherzer is ahead of the count, 0-2 on Hosmer. And he just missed 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You always hear pitching coaches tell their pitchers, and they preach, working down in the zone with the fastball. Make sure you keep the fastball down. Max doesn't have to. And with his arm slot that he throws from and where he delivers the baseball from, he can pitch up within the zone and get away with it very effectively.
And again, they chase Gordon back to first base, just underway here.
Whereas guys like Porcello, guys like Pfister, they really can't work up in the zone with their fastballs and be effective. They don't have that same kind of giddy up on their heaters that Max does.
You have a larger margin of error, I suppose, if you can throw it mid-90s and above.
That's right.
1-2. Missed it, 2 balls, 2 strikes. You know, Ned Yost is in an interesting spot when you consider all the young talent they have. Yes, you want to win games at this level, and that is the name of the game, but he also has to have an eye, I would suppose, on the future. And he stays with Hosmer probably to, I guess, as the learning process goes, let him figure out how to bust through slumps.
Great point.
Now the 2-2. Swing and a tip for strike 3, and Hosmer goes down 2 away. First strikeout of the game for Max Scherzer.
Here's a 4-seam fastball grip here in Max's glove. Comes off the fingertips very nicely.
Two gone now for Billy Butler, who's had himself a really good series, 5 for 9. As a matter of fact, Butler singled in 2 in the 9th inning yesterday to make it really interesting. Tigers had to hold on to win that game. And Butler looks at ball 1.
The world is finally going to get an opportunity to see Billy Butler. He has been a really good hitter since coming to the major leagues, right around 300 every year. 20 homers, 90 runs driven in. No one hits more doubles than Billy Butler.
The thing about Butler this year, and we've talked about it, is his power numbers are up, and there was some thought that because the All-Star game is in KC this year, that Butler might be able to participate in the home run hitting contest, but he was not selected. 16 long balls heading into the break. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, and that's about an awkward of a looking swing as we've seen Butler take.
One of the reasons why Billy Butler's power numbers are up, for the first time this last offseason, he really worked on his legs. He got a lot stronger with his legs, and for that the power has come. He's always had really good hand-eye coordination, but when you start to factor in the very strong legs, it helps you swing the bat as well. You can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and he's done that. On pace for a career high in homers.
Runner goes and it's fouled off. But when you look at Billy Butler, you don't look at a guy that's probably going to hit 35, 40 a year, do you?
He might.
Really?
He's on pace for 32 this year.
Butler has certainly established himself as a terrific hitter. He's a .297 career hitter coming into this season. 1-2.
It might be one of those type situations, although I don't think he's going to hit 50. But Jose Bautista, before he got to Toronto, he wasn't hitting any homers either.
That's true. And again, the 1-2 way outside, spinning Avila out of his crouch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Max in search of his 8th win here this afternoon. Came in at 7-5. He's pitched a whole lot better of late. In fact, his last 3 have been pretty good. Had that 12 strikeout performance against the Rockies. And Max, as a matter of fact, has had 4 consecutive quality starts.
Alex Avila keeps his right hand in front of his body when there's a threat that there might be a guy on first stealing, and because of that, that last fastball got Alex right on the bare hand.
That's one of the hazards of not putting that hand behind the back, but catchers just don't like to do that with runners aboard. And Avila paid the price that time. Laird does the same thing. That bare hand behind the glove. And the 2-2 with the runner going, and it's shot toward right field, slicing, foul. Gordon will make a U-turn, head back to first base.
Max, last 3 outings, pretty good. Lots of strikeouts, not many walks. And that is the key. Just 3 walks total for Max in the last 3 outings.
Bouncing ball slowly hit towards second. Santiago has time. Butler is out, and the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the first. Some speed at the top of the lineup coming up. Jackson and Berry. Here comes the bottom of the first inning. Kids Day here at the ballpark this afternoon. They had a chance to run on the field with their Tigers before the start of this one today. Here's the starting lineup brought to you by Big Boy. Jackson, Berry, Cabrera in the top 3 spots. Fielder is at first base. Delman DHing. Bosch out in right field. And Peralta, Vila, and Ramon Santiago rounding out the lineup. Santiago's been pretty hot of late. Teaford brings up the first pitch, and it's a little bit high to Austin Jackson, whose hitting streak continues to climb every single day. 14 straight now for Austin. Ground ball. Nice stop at third by Moustakas. 1 gone.
Moustakas is playing in at the cut of the grass, even though Austin Jackson doesn't bunt very often, and because he's playing in so close, it took a really good play by him to prevent Jackson from leading this game off with a solid single.
Everett Tiford is presented today by Fox Volkswagen of Rochester Hills.
And Tiford had really nice numbers in the minor leagues. He's only been in 5 games up here. Sub-5 ERA. He's not going to strike out many. However, he will give some free passes up.
Barry is 2 for 8 in the series. Quinton now batting .293.
Tiford's fastball will not get much above 91. Also nice breaking ball changeup to go along with that fastball. And apparently he's got that drop down angle too.
Yeah.
Against the left hand.
And he's gone 0-2 on Barry.
That scouting report couldn't have come at a better time.
Now the 0-2 pitch. Perez has to block that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tiford is not very big in stature. 6 feet 165 is how he's listed. Hails from Alpharetta, Georgia. Two and two on Barry. We were talking about Tiford's numbers in the minor leagues. 4-0 with a 109 ERA. And back in the major leagues, here's the 2-2. Fouled straight back.
You mentioned that Tiford is from Georgia. Dayton Moore, their general manager, used to work for the Atlanta Braves. And the Braves had several players on their roster from the state of Georgia. And apparently Dayton Moore loves Georgia, hotbed for baseball. A lot of big leaguers in baseball today from Georgia.
Swing and a miss, and Barry goes down. A couple of quick outs for Everett Tiford.
Their right fielder, he's from Georgia. That would be Francoeur with an outstanding throwing arm. He has 6 assists from that right field position. Alex Gordon in left also has 6 assists. Dyson in center, he's known for his speed. They have Escobar and Betancourt up the middle. They have Hosmer at first. Moustakas is over at third, and Salvador Perez is the catcher this afternoon. Tim Hortons is the sponsor of that defensive alignment.
Cabrera cuts and misses. 0-1. Miguel on the homestand, 10 for 21.
Here's one guy that really doesn't want to see the All-Star break come. He's been on fire.
The 0-1 pitch. Yeah, it seems like every year we go into the break and there are 2 or 3 guys that just, the break comes at the wrong time, because 4 days and all of a sudden you got to pick it up again on Friday in Baltimore, and who knows. But he's been red hot.
Oh, he'll pick it up again.
Yeah. You're not worried, are you?
Not about him. There are some that I would worry about, but not him.
1-2 on Cabrera. Well, he has 71 RBIs, 110 hits. So he just has been putting up typical Miguel Cabrera numbers. This one is in the air to right center field. Dyson going back, still going back, and he'll make the catch. Carried all the way to the warning track. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or see your local dealer today. And by Hot Pockets. Ding! Hot Pockets. Yeah, Quentin Berry giving up some time before the game, signing some autographs for Tigers fans. Scherzer back to the hill as we go to the second in a scoreless ball game today.
That's good for Quentin. Take it all in. You never know how long you're going to be in the major leagues. Sign as many autographs as you can.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. The one thing about Berry is when you see him in the locker room, he truly appreciates this opportunity, and he's just having a blast right now.
No question about that.
And he is also producing. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike on Betancourt.
It appears that Prince Fielder has taken the young Berry under his wing, as do most veteran players when a young player comes to the major leagues.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 2-2 on Yuniesky Betancourt.
Did you know that there's always that one veteran on the team when that young player gets called up, they'll take them out to the mall and buy them their first suit and make sure they look good for that first plane ride.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ooh, there goes the mask of Avila. And he gets nailed again. It's called paying it forward, I suppose, huh? Because when you first get to the big leagues, it's done for you, and then you do it for the youngsters.
You pass it on.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Betancourt. And he checked it. He went around, said home plate umpire Bill Miller. Scherzer has his second strikeout.
Matt's not afraid to throw his changeup to the right-handed batters down and in. You won't get hurt in that area. There are a lot of pitchers that are a little afraid and when you're a right-hander, because that changeup kind of fades down and into the right-handed batters, and if you don't locate it in a really good spot, that pitch usually gets drilled. So therefore, they don't even throw it. So that's a good job there by Max and Avila.
Moustakas fouls it away, 0-1. 3 RBIs for Moustakas in yesterday's game. Moustakas last year hit .352 in the month of September and basically has carried that over into this season. Breaking ball missing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
When the season began last year, Moustakas was the #1 rated player in the Kansas City Royals organization. They had their best prospect. Premium position at third base. Has power. But I think what Hosmer did last year as a rookie, Hosmer kind of put himself on the map, and people kind of forgot about Moustakas a little bit, and that allowed Moustakas to kind of just settle in and go about his business every single day. You talked about the finish he had last year and the start to this year. No pressure.
Swing and a miss, and Moustakas goes down on strikes. Max has his 3rd of the game.
Whereas all the pressure's on that young kid, Eric Hosmer.
And Hosmer is the one that is not quite having the year he had last year. As we look at the strikeout numbers now, Scherzer with 117.
Well, we're going to get to that record here today with Max on the bump, if he stays out there for 5 or 6 innings.
2 more strikeouts for Tigers pitching today, and they will have the most strikeouts heading into the All-Star break as a team. That's an American League team record, and so that should be happening sometime soon this afternoon. Jeff Francoeur, the batter, with 2 outs.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, when you start to think about it, I mean, #1 American League, first half.
It is impressive, but I guess if you kind of break it down and you've got the top 2 guys the Tigers have in the rotation in Scherzer and Verlander, that's a pretty good start for that record. That's hit high in the air to left, but playable. Quentin Berry is under it. Scherzer has a 1-2-3 inning. 1.5 in the books this afternoon. No score. second, and Justin Verlander, for me, may have provided one of the most lasting memories of this first half back on May 24th. Remember this ride against the Indians?
I do. It was the 8th inning. He lost this game. His team did not give him any offense whatsoever. He went back out there in the 8th inning, and every fastball was 100 miles an hour and above. And then that last pitch, that curveball that he struck Cabrera out with, just wasn't fair.
He hit 100, 101, and 102 on the radar gun. The Tigers lost 2-1 in that game, but boy, it was impressive to see in the 8th inning of that one.
One of the more impressive innings thrown by a pitcher I'd ever seen.
Prince Fielder leading it off here as the Tigers bat in the second. Everett Teford throws a strike, and the count is 1-1.
I remember talking to Bruce Fields after that outing that day by Verlander, and that inning in particular, and I was trying to get what he felt about it. He's the hitting coach for the Indians. He said he felt like sitting over there watching it that Verlander tried to abuse his club.
Well, that's because he did.
He did. He said he just tried to embarrass us.
2-1 on Prince. Fouled straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, you may have heard on Tigers Live before the game this afternoon. They have a private jet all ready to go to take our Tigers to the All-Star game, including Prince Fielder, Verlander, and Cabrera.
Then I heard that jet's coming back to get you to take you on vacation.
Yes, it is. That's line to left field, slicing foul.
Can I sneak in?
You can. There's plenty of room for you, Rod. Plenty of room. 2-2 on Fielder. Of course, Prince will take his entire family. His boys are always around him.
It's always a fun time to watch all the kids on the field during the home run hitting contest. All the kids are having a blast with their daddy's uniforms on.
Bouncing ball right side on the outfield grass. Betancourt has to hurry up the throw. He was so deep. 1 out. Well, who were some of the first half stars pitching wise for the Tigers?
Villarreal and Belo. You know what Verlander is going to do, and Joaquin has been so consistent. Not to belittle what they've done, they've been good, but Villarreal and Benoit have been really good. Belo does not get it done with the power that Villarreal does, but he doesn't walk anybody, and Villarreal picking right up where Albuquerque left off last year in that bullpen.
And Belo many times this year has saved the bullpen with multiple innings of work.
And not only that, when he has come into a game, most often, Dwayne Belo, the team is losing, so he has to keep and slow the other team down until the offense shows up.
Well, here's a guy that has been showing up. That would be Delman Young, who has homered in 3 straight games.
He's got himself in a really good, friendly, dangerous count to do some damage against Teford here, too.
Popped him up. First base side, Hosmer calling for it. 2 gone. Hey, don't forget this game is available today in high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast. We'll bring up Bosch now with 2 outs. This is an HD kind of day here at the ballpark. It's 83 degrees right now, plenty of sunshine.
Doesn't get much better than this.
And your typical packed house here at Comerica. First pitch low and away to Bosch. And this park is absolutely sparkling on day games here with all the seats filled. Fouled straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike on Brennan. Bosch at 239 this year. He's had a decent homestand, 5 for 13. And the 1-1. Line to right field. That's a base hit right in front of Jeff Francoeur. 2-out single for Bosch.
Bosch got a breaking ball at the top of the zone from Teford and stayed with it long enough to keep that bat head in the strike zone and get himself a solid single into right field. It'll
bring up Johnny Peralta. Tigers have the first hit of today's ball game. And now Perez coming out to have a meeting with his pitcher Teaford.
Boy, do they have a young nucleus. Some of the young starting pitchers, their bullpen pieces, their catcher, their first baseman, shortstop, third baseman. Ned Yost has a talented group, but a very young group.
Johnny looks at strike one. He had a shot there, Perez running out to the mound. And I know Teaford is very diminutive. He's a small guy, but Perez, their catcher, is a big, big boy. Solidly built. He can hit.
He looks good.
Here's the 0-1. High drive into left field, way back. That ball going to the corner and gone. Hey, Johnny Peralta closing out the first half with a bang. It's 2-0 Tigers.
Teaford is one of those guys that will not overpower you with his fastball. We talked about some guys that can pitch the top of the zone with their fastball. Max Scherzer's one of those guys. Teaford can't. Perez wanted that fastball down. The ball was up in the zone at 90 miles an hour, and Johnny Peralta turned on it.
And he just kept it fair. It's 2-0 Detroit as Peralta hits his 5th of the year. And something for the crowd to cheer about early in this one. Avila takes ball one.
Take a look at where Perez wants this ball. You can see the glove down. He wants it down at the knees. And he knows that once he starts to reach up about 5 inches, it's going to be trouble. And it was trouble.
That was Peralta's first home run in over a month. May 29th was his last long ball.
That one couldn't have come at a better time.
379 feet on the home run by Peralta. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Sails inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. The Tigers getting some production out of the bottom of the lineup the last couple of days. Yesterday they were very good. And now the home run by Peralta today, set up by the 2-out single by Bosch. Missed it outside. Run the count now to 3 balls, 1 strike. Avila 3 for 13 on the homestand. Thought about it, and there's ball 4. First walk for Teaford. Bring up Santiago. He has had himself a nice series. 4 for 7, 2 doubles.
Since Jim has been giving Santiago consistent reps, and it really started on the last road trip. Santiago's batting average is perked up. He's out there every day nearly.
Ball 1 to Ramon. It's kind of a sluggish start for Santiago this year. We've mentioned the fact that he didn't play winter ball for the first time in a long time this past offseason. But Ramon in spring training said, you know what, because of that, I feel a lot stronger coming into the season. Well, I don't know, maybe he needed to play. But he's turning it on now. That's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. 17 runs driven in for Santiago. Way outside, 2-1. Teaford was cruising along, had retired the first 5 Tigers he faced, and then Bosch singled to right field and Peralta homered. The 28-year-old out of Alpharetta, Georgia, falls behind 2-0. Here's the 2-1 to Santiago. It's a strike on the outer edge, 2-2. Missed it high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that'll give Avila a running start. Tigers a chance to finish the first half at 2 over, 44-42 with a win here this afternoon. In the air, shallow right field. Francoeur coming on. So is Dyson, and the center fielder calls him off. Inning over. Tigers get a couple on the Peralta homer, and you're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Barbecue lovers rejoice. The barbecue sandwich is back at Arby's. Get yours today. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Every Sunday is Kids Day here at the ballpark. Today is no different. The Tigers have a 2-0 lead as we go to the top of the third. The youngsters enjoying this warm afternoon here at the ballpark, along with mom and dad, of course. Scherzer back to the hill, and he will face Salvador Perez, who leads it off and looks at ball 1. Perez at 386 had his 11-game hitting streak come to an end yesterday. Shoots this one in the air to right, and he hits it with authority. Back to the track and to the wall and gone the other way.
That gives you an idea of the ridiculous power that Salvador Perez has. He is going to be a really good player for a long, long time.
He just flicked that thing out over the right field wall.
You don't see many right-handers go in this direction and trot around the base paths. Bosch didn't think he was going to run out of room, but he did.
360 feet on that long ball, and now it's a 2-1 ball game as the Royals have their first hit and run of the game.
Ned Yost, the manager of the Kansas City Royals, said that Perez is the most talented looking young catcher that he's seen since Javi Lopez. Of course, Ned Yost used to work on that Atlanta Braves staff, and Javi Lopez was a real good catcher for a long time.
Perez now has 3 homers in just 7 career games against the Tigers. Gerard Dyson batting .249, 1 for 5 yesterday, and again getting the start this afternoon out in center field. Got him, strike 3. Scherzer caught him looking. Right now back to the studio we go. Time for a game break with Justin White. All right, Justin. Well, the Indians continue to play well. In fact, both the Indians and the White Sox showing the Tigers that they want to stick around. The ball is pulled into right field. Bosch backing up and reaching at the track.
It should be a fun second half. I believe the Tigers play the Cleveland Indians and also the Chicago White Sox about 22 times after the break.
Yeah, Leland said before the game today it's going to be a really good second half because the Tigers will have their opportunities with all those games remaining within the division. So their opportunity will be in front of them. It will not be easy, though. Escobar looks at a strike. Of course, the Tigers also have 7 games with the Angels, and they've really turned things around. 6 with the Orioles. But the second half certainly is going to be difficult when you think about the fact the Tigers have a couple more of those 3-city tours left.
You can honestly say 2 of the 3 teams, the Tigers, are the one team that really did not have a really good stretch in the first half of the season. Cleveland did. The White Sox did. Tigers haven't had a run yet.
They have not. The one thing they did have was the expectations coming out of spring training that they'd be running away with this division.
Yeah, they had that bullseye on their back.
Fouled away. 1-2 on Escobar. He flied out his first time up. Royals get a run back on the home run by Salvador Perez. Breaking ball is in the air to center. Jackson cruising back, and that is that. They get a run on the Perez homer. It's now 2-1. Teaford back to the hill. Now, we talked about the fact the Royals have a couple of little guys, Teaford and Tim Collins, who pitched yesterday. Well, guess what? In spring training, they had a little bit of fun with Broxton. Jonathan Broxton goes 6'4", 300, and each of those guys are able to fit into one side of his pants.
Really?
Which is one of the great photos. Those are at Broxton's actual pants that they have slid into.
Well, when you add up Teaford and Collins, I mean, they're just a shade over 3 bills as far as their weights combined.
That is hilarious. They were having some fun with Broxton during spring training. That's when that photo was snapped. Austin Jackson batting here as we play in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Jackson hits a ground ball to short. Escobar gobbles that one up, and AJ is out.
Even though Broxton is 300 pounds, he doesn't move like he weighs 300 pounds. He gets around pretty good. I mean, he's a big league player.
And a big league performer, there's no doubt. And it's kind of like Prince Fielder. I mean, you look at Prince and you think a heavyset guy, he can't run, but Prince can really run.
Prince can move.
Here's Quentin Berry. Quentin struck out back in the first. And he sends a ground ball to second. Right there is Betancourt. 2 gone.
Hey fans, the Tigers welcome the Chicago White Sox to Comerica Park July 20th through the 22nd. And for a weekend AL Central Showdown, tickets are on sale now. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit Tigers.com. It's been a while since we've seen the Chicago White Sox and the resurgence of Big Adam Dunn.
Here's Cabrera with 2 outs. Miguel fly to center field his only time. Cabrera has done a good portion of his damage here at home this year. He's had a terrific first half, but his 39 RBIs here at Comerica Park are the most at home by any player in the American League. 71 driven in overall. And he shoots this one to the gap in right center field, and that'll get by Francoeur. He made a sliding attempt. Cabrera's on his way to second. Dyson bobbled it a bit, and it'll be a 2-out, 2-base hit.
When it comes to Miguel Cabrera, many of us are watching the best hitter that we will ever see in our lifetime. This little breaking ball off the outside part of the plate flipped into the outfield, and nor Dyson nor Francoeur and can come up with it.
Here's the Mazda scouting report. Tigers with 100 or more hits and 70 or more RBIs before the All-Star break. This is a very impressive list.
Miguel, the only one that has done it a couple of times, along with Cash and Greenberg. And how about that year Maglio had in 2007?
We tend to forget about it.
Special year Maglio had.
Here's Prince Fielder. He skies this one in the air to left. Alex Gordon backs up, and that is that for Detroit. 2-out double is stranded. 3 in the books at Comerica Park. One score, and we remind you to vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented today by the Big Mac. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space, then the player's uniform number to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Scherzer back to the mound in a 2-1 ball game. It'll be Hosmer leading it off in the fourth. Hosmer, Butler, and Betancourt. And the first pitch is in for a strike. 0-1 on Hosmer, who struck out back in the first inning. And Max now has 4 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. The only run that Scherzer has allowed today, the home run by Perez, which began the 3rd. 2-1 the count. There's a pop-up foul back out of play. .50 so far for Max. Had a 21 pitch first. Here's the 2-2. And he struck him out for the second time. Hosmer goes down. Well, that's 5 strikeouts. And there it is. How about this Tigers staff? And they are rolling up the strikeouts. They have the most now of any American League team before the All-Star break.
Pretty impressive.
711. And so the Tigers will be adding to that record the rest of the day. Here is Billy Butler. Ball 1 to Butler. Billy bounced out his first time up. Now 5 for 10 in the series. And the 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Billy is one of those guys, when he stands in the batter's box, he has a little bit of a toe tap with that front foot. He kind of takes it up, takes it back, and then he gets set, and that's one of the reasons why he recognizes pitches so well.
In the air, center field. Jackson on the move into right center. Butler is out.
Let's take a look at it. We've talked about the damage he's done against the Tigers in his career. First time All-Star this year. It's all about timing with Butler. He gets himself in a really good position to do a lot of damage because of his lower half of his body. And we told you that he lifted a lot of weights with that lower half in the offseason, so he's much stronger, hitting for a lot more power.
Here is Unieski, Betancourt. Here's a strike call. Betancourt fan back in the second. Scherzer missing low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That is the one pitch that has really elevated Max's game. His ability to throw that 95-mile-per-hour fastball away from his arm side on the outside black when he gets it called for a strike.
We'll shoot that one in the air to center. It'll drop in right in front of Austin Jackson. And Betancourt has a 2-out single. Well, we told you the Tigers now have the American League record for strikeouts. The Major League record is 811 by the 2003 Chicago Cubs. So the Tigers aren't going to get there, but they've got the American League record. Of course, that staff had Kerry Wood, Zambrano on it, Pryor on it, and they rolled up 811 strikeouts. Moustakas, a big swing and a miss. Of course, National League pitchers also face pitchers in the other lineup, which I'm sure adds to that figure quite considerably.
Good point.
Moustakas 0 for 1, a strikeout. Wave and a miss. So for keeping score, the Tigers would need 100 strikeouts the rest of the way to equal that record. As good as they are at betting against that happening. Runner goes. Popped up. Third base side. Cabrera might have room. He does. Inning over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Bottom of the 4th coming up. How about the Cabby game against the Yankees? Remember these home runs he hit?
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Back on June 2nd, the first one went 466 feet. Then he hit a 444-foot homer.
First time in a game that a player has hit 2 home runs to straightaway center field in the same game here at Comerica Park.
Awfully impressive first half for Miguel Cabrera. Delman Young leading off the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Young, Bosch, and Peralta.
I remember talking to Derek Jeter and Joe Girardi, who's the manager of the Yankees, the next day when they were taking batting practice on the field and talking about those 2 homers. And Joe Girardi said, you know what, nothing that Cabrera does really amazes him because he managed him down in Florida, so he knows how good Miguel is. And Derek Jeter just simply said, I've never really seen anything like him in my big league career. And that's a lengthy one for Jeter.
The 0-2 is high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Leland before the game today said, you know what we have to guard against? We have to guard against taking Miguel Cabrera for granted, because you just expect him to do these special things. And sometimes you can just kind of sit by and go, yeah, well, yeah, you did it again. But it really, truly is something to watch on a daily basis.
He is gifted as a hitter, but he's very, very intelligent as well when he's in that batter's box.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Popped up foul, back out of play. Well, Delman's starting to heat up now. Young in his last 11 games has 10 RBIs and 4 home runs. As Tiford has hit the 50 mark in the pitch count. High towering fly ball to center field. Dyson is on the run, still going back, and he's done it again with an exclamation point.
Oh no, he didn't.
4 straight games with a home run for Delman Young, and it went into the bushes. He is absolutely smoking hot right now.
He absolutely killed that Tiford fastball.
Well, we just showed you the 2 Cabrera home runs back in June. This one in the same category. 433 feet. And Moustakas lets that one go into foul territory. What a shot by Delman Young, his 10th home run. He's on a roll right now, and the Tigers are glad to see it. Here's the 0-1. It's outside. Three to 1 Tiger lead. That is their 4th hit of the game. And 2 of them have been homers. Peralta has a 2-run shot as well. 1-2 the count on Bosch. Tiford ready with the 1-2 pitch. At the end of the bat again, 1-2 the count stays on Brendan.
This is one of the biggest ballparks in America. But the Tigers have some guys that can make it look awfully small on occasion. Delman did right there. And of course Cabrera and also Prince Fielder can make this place look awfully cozy on any given night.
Swing and a miss. Bosch chasing, and first out of the 4th inning is a strikeout. 2nd of the game for Everett Tiford. We'll bring in Peralta. Johnny hit a 2-run shot down the left field line. And he looks at strike one. A 2-run homer back in the second put the Tigers up 2-0, the 5th of the year for Peralta. No balls, 2 strikes. Seaford last year earned his first major league call up. In fact, he recorded his first big league save against the Tigers. That was back in July last year. 3 innings in relief to get a save. Ball low, 1-2. That's drilled toward the gap in left center field. It looks like trouble, and that is up against the wall and over the wall. So Johnny now with his second extra base hit. 1-out double.
Johnny Peralta, his first time up today. He hit a 2-run home run. That was on a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. That time he got a breaking ball and split the gap in left center.
250th career double for Peralta.
That's a lot of 2-baggers.
And the Tigers now have 5 hits. Here's Alex Avila. He drew a walk in the second inning, and Alex hits a ground ball foul. Avila batting .246. He's had 3 hits on the homestand. And the 0-1 inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a good pitch right there by Seaford. There's no intent with that pitch, but when you only throw 90 miles an hour, you have to, on occasion, brush the hitters off the plate, which makes your outside pitches a lot more effective. If they've got no fear of you coming inside, it's going to be a very short day for you if you can't overpower the hitters.
Sanchez in that first game of the series 2 days ago threw a couple up and in to Avila. It's fouled away. 4 of the 5 Tigers hits are for extra bases. The 2 home runs and doubles by Cabrera and Peralta.
Your point is well taken, but I'm not so sure Sanchez knows where that baseball is going most of the time when he lets it go.
That's true with all his walks.
No disrespect to Sanchez, but he does have some control issues.
Here's the 1-2. Inside, Avila hits the deck. That ball came at his legs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Some style points there for Avila.
Almost ate a little dirt too.
Little flare as he hit the deck. Fouls it away.
If you're Peralta and you're standing on second base, you need to get as much of a secondary lead as Escobar, the shortstop, will give you. And because anything hit on the corners, whether it be to Gordon in left or Francoeur in right, if it's hit sharp enough, it's going to be a real close play at home plate. And Peralta ought to have nightmares regarding Francoeur anyway.
Oh, good pitch. Got him looking, and that's his 3rd strikeout.
Hey fans, Tuesday don't miss the biggest event of the summer as baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series begins with the 2012 MLB All-Star Game Tuesday at 7:30 on Fox. Did you see that one of our Fox Sports girls got voted in to go to the All-Star game? Allison, did you know that?
I heard that, yes.
Allison was voted in.
Congratulations, Allison.
I think they only take 4.
Is that it?
So that's quite an honor.
Absolutely.
I mean, all the Fox girls across the country, we have one that was chosen.
Nice work. Enjoy the All-Star game. There's a ball high to Santiago. Tigers in search of a 2-out run here in the 4th. They already lead 3-1. And a strike call. The leadoff home run by Delman Young over the center field wall made it a 3-1 game. Santiago flied out his first time up to dead center. And the 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike on Ramon. And that is pulled foul. Look out. Third base umpire C.B. Buckner had to duck out of the way. He almost got hit in the opposite end a couple of nights ago at first base.
A couple of days ago, he had a jackknife out of the way. C.B. looking slim down there in pretty good shape. Real good shape, as a matter of fact.
There's a ball high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Two-out runner at second base. Seaford now has thrown 71 pitches. And a swing and a miss, and he finally gets Santiago to end the inning. 3rd strikeout. However, Tigers able to get another run with a big bang. Delman Young, 433 to straight center field, and the Tigers now lead by 2. Comerica Park is the place to be. A couple of ceremonial first pitches today. Cliff Averill, defensive end of the Detroit Lions, threw one out along with Dax Shepard, who was a Michigander, an actor in the series Parenthood. They teamed up today. We've had Jeff Daniels was here yesterday. Kate Upton's been here.
Yep. This is the place to be.
Scherzer back to the hill now, leading it 3-1 as we go to the top of the 5th inning.
Parenthood's a good show.
Oh, it's a great show.
Yeah, it's a good show.
And Dax does a marvelous job in that show. He's a terrific actor. He is from Milford in the Walled Lake area. And so we're happy to have him in the house today. And Dax is engaged to Kristen Bell, who is from Farmington Hills. So Comerica Park is loaded with stars. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jeff Francoeur. Fouled away. 3 runs, 5 hits for Detroit. KC a run on 2 hits. Neither team with an error today. This is the series finale. Tigers in search of a sweep headed to the break. Here's a drive in the air toward left center field. That is sinking. It'll drop. Base hit. So Francoeur has himself a leadoff single. Now Salvador Perez. Perez homered in the 3rd, and he has had Max's number. How about 5 for 5 with 2 home runs? He is locked in against Scherzer. See what he does here with the leadoff single. Max, a bit of a lob back there to first base.
The one thing that Max should be trying to get accomplished here is see if he can get Perez out in front and get a ground ball, get himself a double play.
Oh, 2. Francoeur last year stole 22 bases.
He's a good baseball player. Does a lot of things well. Had a good offensive year last year. Has an outstanding throwing arm from the outfield. Good outfielder. Good baseball player.
This year, though, he is 1 for 5. He's been caught 4 times. High fly ball, center field. Jackson on the move. He'll have room for this one. Francoeur tagging, and he'll go about halfway. 1 gone. Time now for the AT&T trivia question today. Who was the last Tigers pitcher not named Justin Verlander to lead the AL in strikeouts? Last Tiger to do it other than Justin Verlander. Here's Gerard Dyson. And he pops it up. Left side of the infield. Peralta is under it. Dyson is out, 2 gone.
Take one look here at this first out of the inning by Jackson in center field. This is why you could take nothing for granted with a guy on first base like Francoeur. Look at Jackson surround the ball, getting behind it, and then making a strong throw in because Francoeur went back to the bag to tag up. And you don't want any surprises as an outfielder, so you always have to be aware of the guys that run the bases aggressively. Nice bluff here by Francoeur. Stopped by Jackson.
Gordon swings and misses. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Ball low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gordon coming off a terrific year last year, really kind of his breakout year. He hit .303, knocked in 87, hit 23 home runs. But after a slow start, he has come on in the month of June here. Numbers getting a little bit better. The 1-1 pitch. Back out of play. 1-2. Runner goes. And a line drive base hit to right field. Francoeur hits the bag at second. He'll go to third and stop there. And Gordon dives in with a double. And the Royals now have the tying runs in scoring position.
With Francoeur on the move, nice job in the outfield by Bosch to get over there and cut that ball off and get it ball back into Santiago, which forced Eddie Rodriguez into holding up Francoeur at third.
And that'll bring up Escobar now, who perhaps is a base. Couple of fly balls, one to left, one to center. Ned Yost last year took some criticism by leaving Escobar in some clutch situations, even though he wasn't nearly the hitter he's been this year. And Yost said the only way they're going to learn to hit in those situations are to let him go. And Alcides said that it gave him confidence, and that's why he thinks that he's off to a good start this year. As he fouls that one away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And I guess it goes back to the point we made earlier about Yost managing for today and for tomorrow as well.
Right. No doubt. He has the kind of club where he does have to develop a lot of young players, whereas on the other side, Jim Leyland does not have the luxury of doing that because his team is built to win, and he's got a lot of veteran players, guys that have been there, done that.
Escobar came in batting .311. And he's frozen on a strike 1 and 2.
Ned Yost also learned from one of the best in the game, and that would be Bobby Cox. He worked in Atlanta for a number of years under Bobby Cox. And he said that Bobby Cox really taught him everything about being a big league manager. Everything.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Scherzer comes up with a clutch strikeout. 5 of them in the game for Max. You're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire. Bottom of the 5th inning, and Austin Jackson will be leading things off. Austin, probably one of those guys hoping the break would not come at this point because he's been hot.
Having a great year. All around great year.
0 for 2 for Jackson. Couple of ground balls, and Tieford misses high. Tigers 3 runs, 5 hits. Royals today a run on 4 hits. Jackson now .332 average. He rolls one to third under the glove of Moustakas in the left. And Jackson is on to lead things off in the 5th.
Jackson is first time up because Moustakas plays in really close at third base. Even though Jackson doesn't bunt, Moustakas made a real nice play going to his left. This time he goes over to get one, and it looks like the ball takes a little bit of a tricky hop on him and scoots right between his legs.
They're calling that a base hit, which means it is a 15-game hitting streak for Austin Jackson.
Same guy here yesterday, I guess. Now we got a different one.
That's all I got for you. That's all I got. And so Jackson is aboard now, and here is Quentin Berry, who shows bunt.
And Jackson will take it.
That he will. He is now 1 for 3. "15-gamer. Brantley had a 22-game hitting streak, which is the longest in the American League for the Indians. Here's the 1-0. Line drive, base hit right field. A solid shot to right. Jackson on his way to third, and the Tigers have him at the corners.
Jim Leland had the sacrifice bunt on for the very first pitch to Quentin, and then he took it off, knowing that Quentin would get a fastball right down the middle, and Quentin absolutely drilled that ball right past the first baseman Hosmer, which allowed Jackson to scoot all the way over to third base. That's why a lot of managers like to have a guy that bats second, that swings the bat left-handed, that can take advantage of that hole on the right side of the infield when there's a guy on first base.
Well, the Tigers now have 7 hits. Dave Island is out. They have a chat. Time now for the Farmers Insurance report card. How about the next 2 guys due up? Cabrera and Fielder. The first Tigers duo was 60 RBIs each before the break, since Ordonez and Guillen did it back in 2007. Cabrera has 71 driven in. And he'll bat now with runners at first and third, nobody out. 3-1 Detroit. Miguel batting .382 with men in scoring position, which currently puts him third in that category in the American League. Drill down the right field line, but that'll go foul and out of play. 0-2. Do you think we're getting to the point, Rod, where other teams around baseball now are looking at the Tigers and saying, well, here they come? They're starting to get on a roll a little bit now.
I think there are a lot of teams out there that know for a fact that Detroit underachieved the first half of the year, and they're going to play much better. The pitch right there. He almost snuck that fastball in there for a strike. When you go up against a guy like Miguel and you get ahead of him, no balls and 2 strikes, you need to throw that next pitch for a strike. And because once you start to work the count back into his favor, 2-2, 3-2, he's going to do some damage against you. You can't let him see too many pitches.
Swing and a miss, and he got him. So Cabrera goes down, 1 away. 4 strikeouts make it 5 strikeouts.
We're going to make that our bell tire pitch by pitch. First pitch fastball up, and then Miguel trying to hit one to right field a little late. He goes inside with a heater, and then he finishes him off with a breaking ball that was disguised as a really good fastball, and he was able to get it down to get the swing and miss of one of the most dangerous hitters in the game.
So Everett Teaford will take a seat on the bench. Tim Collins coming in out of their bullpen. It's a Wallside Windows pitching change. We'll be right back. To Miller time later in today's game. It is brought to you by Miller Lite. Well, Tim Collins is the new pitcher now for the Kansas City Royals. He'll take over for Everett Teaford.
Well, what Ned Yost wants here is a strikeout of Prince Fielder, and Collins has 55 strikeouts, which leads all relievers in that category in the American League. As a matter of fact, he has fanned 19 of the 58 left-handed batters he has seen this year.
Well, we'll see how he does here against Prince. Collins on the road this year has an ERA just a little bit over 1. First and third with 1 out. Tigers already leading 3-1. We're in the 5th. Fielder was 0 for 2 against Teaford. And a swing and a drive. Oh my goodness, way back. That didn't work out too well.
Oh my goodness.
On the first pitch from Collins, it's way out of here. Wow. Man, is Prince starting to get hot now. 15th home run.
He's getting ready for the home run derby on Tuesday.
Yes, he is.
In Kansas City. We're starting to see Prince get loose now to the pull field, which would be right field. There's seats out there. And nothing cheap about those home runs he's been hitting out there lately either.
No, how about 417 feet?
He tried to get ahead of him with a fastball, and Prince wasn't having any of that.
Delman hits a ground ball foul third base side.
After starting out the year, majority of Prince Fielder's home runs, solo shots, the last 3, there's been runners aboard.
And all of a sudden it's 6-1. Here's the 0-2 to Delman. Swing and a miss. So down on strikes goes Young. Tigers today have hit 2 home runs better than 400 feet. Delman hit one over the center field wall, and now Fielder. Here's Bosch with 2 outs. And he ropes that one foul, first base side.
We talk about Prince and the fact that, yes, he's big and strong and physical, but you usually don't equate that with that kind of hand quickness, that kind of bat speed. Most guys that are that big do not have that kind of bat speed. They've got longer swings.
0-2 on Bosch. Prince is one of those guys that when he hits a home run, there's just no doubt about it. I mean, you know it off the bat.
All you got to do is watch that bat flip.
Yeah.
He'll tell you too.
He doesn't hit too many wall scrapers. Here's the 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bosch. 6-1 Detroit. They have 8 hits now, and they've hit 3 home runs. Swing and a miss. Bosch tried to hold up, unable to do it, and they'll throw down to complete the strikeout. So Collins got his 2 strikeouts. Problem is, Fielder took him deep first. A mammoth home run to right field, his 15th of the year. No doubt about it. Off the bat, a Prince fielder. First pitch he saw Tim Collins out of the bullpen landed in the right field seats, and as a result the Tigers have extended their lead now to 6-1.
Collins, if he could do it all over again, he would go to his breaking ball, which is his signature pitch against Prince, instead of trying to sneak that first pitch fastball by him, as you put it. That didn't work out very well.
No, it didn't. Hosmer leads it off now as we go to the 6th inning. And he looks at strike one from Scherzer. It'll be Hosmer, Butler, and Betancourt. 3, 4, 5 in the lineup for KC. The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hosmer. It's been a tough day for Eric. Couple of strikeouts. In fact, it's been a tough series. 1 for 9.
And Max making the youngster Hosmer move his feet, just like Tiford. Made Avila move his feet a couple times when Avila was up there last at bat.
Checked it. Did not go, says C.B. Buckner. 2-1 on Eric Hosmer. It's pulled foul. 2-2. Talking about the struggles of Hosmer. His manager was talking about him earlier this year and how most guys that have a good first season do end up struggling at some point. Hosmer is no different. Ned Yost said really the only 2 guys that I've been around in my career, coaching wise, that have never struggled. And there's a soft liner into left, base hit.
Chipper Jones.
That's one. And Ryan Braun the other. Meanwhile, we'll go back to the studio now. Let's check in for a game break with Justin White. All right, Justin, thanks. Here the Tigers have a 5-run lead, 6-1.
Those are great names. Ryan Braun and also Chipper Jones. And Ned Yost has been around a lot of good big league baseball players.
Well, Chipper hit the ground running and never looked back, and it looks like Ryan Braun is doing the same thing, still early in his career, relatively speaking. Butler looks at a strike.
It's all about adjustments up here. When you burst onto the scene and you have really good years your first year. We watched Jackson do it, and then we watched Jackson struggle last year. He's having another really good year in his 3rd campaign. Hosmer will get it together again as well.
High fly ball right field. Bosch is backing up. He's to the warning track to make the catch.
Hey fans, the Los Angeles Angels make their first visit to Comerica Park this season, July 16th through the 19th. Tickets are on sale now. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. You always know that Mike Scioscia managed clubs will always play hard and aggressive.
We expect more of the same this year. They have turned their season around after a slow start. Swing and a miss by Betancourt. No balls, 1 strike on Unieski. Only run of the day for the Royals coming in on a long ball of their own. The home run by Salvador Perez. Back out of play.
Xfinity is telling us that Max has touched 98 this afternoon with his fastball. And he's done that a couple times. And a good portion of his fastballs have been 95 and above.
He had a huge strikeout to end the 5th when he struck out Escobar with runners at 2nd and 3rd, and at that time it was still a 3-1 game.
I believe that fastball registered at 98.
One and 2 on Betancourt. Runner goes. Fouled away.
It's a good thing that Betancourt did foul that off, because Avila would have had no shot to whatsoever in throwing out Hosmer, who had a running jump off first. You don't get a better jump off first than that.
Hosmer this year is 8 out of 9 in stolen base opportunities. The 1-2. Breaking ball lifted to center. Routine there for Jackson. Betancourt is out. A couple of fly balls following the single by Hosmer. He's going to bring up Moustakas. He is 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and a pop-up.
Max is one of those guys that's quite a bit different from Porcello and Pfister, Belo, even Smiley for that matter. Max doesn't throw many ground balls. And because most of his fastballs are up, it's either a strikeout or a lazy fly ball into the outfield.
And we've seen a lot of those lazy fly balls here this afternoon. Just about everything has been either a strikeout, as you mentioned, or in the air. The 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Here is the distribution of the outs today. 10 fly outs and just 1 on the ground, and 6 strikeouts for Max today.
And the 1-1. Fouled away. 1-2 now on Mike Moustakas. Tigers have had good success against these Royals this year. They've won 6 of the 7. And yesterday was another tight game. It ended up being 8-7 because the Royals had a little bit of an uprising in the 9th inning, which made Tiger fans sweat it out. Now Moustakas given time at home plate. Leadoff single by Hosmer. We're in the 6th. 2 outs now with Hosmer still at first. Pitch count at 92 for Max. Ball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2. Checked it outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Moustakas. "28 times now Max has gone 95 and above. That last one at 97.
He ain't playing today. Here it is. Hit it.
Another one in the air. Shallow center field. Jackson coming on, and that is that for the Royals.
They have not been able to catch up to that fastball all afternoon long.
And he has frustrated Kansas City all day long. That AT&T trivia question again this afternoon. Who is the last Tigers pitcher not named Justin Verlander to lead the American League in strikeouts? And you would have to go back to 1983. Jack Morris, 232 that year to pace the American League. Tigers having a good day today. They lead 6-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And Tim Collins back to work. Johnny looks at a ball inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Scherzer continues to move up the leaderboard right now, currently in the American League. 120 strikeouts.
All right-handers on that list.
Ball 2 to Peralta. The Vila will follow, and then Santiago as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning here at Comerica. Two and one. Tigers at one point were 6 games under 500, 26-32. That was the lowest they had been. Since that time, they are 17-10. As Kelvin Herrera warms up for KC. And again, they can go into the All-Star break with a 5-game winning streak. And for a team that had trouble stringing 2 wins in a row for most of the first half, that's a pretty good sign. Fouled off. Scherzer part of the story today for the Tigers. Of course, the 3 home runs certainly is the offensive story. The Max is 19 out of 24 in first pitch strikes in this game. Strike called, and Bill Miller says, "Have a seat." Collins now struck out 3 straight after that home run by Prince.
He's finally gotten back to his best pitch, which is the breaking ball. His fastball gets up to the mid-90s. But when he wants that strikeout, he simply goes to that curveball. He's got a big break to it.
Here's Avila.
You know, one of the things that Max Scherzer said yesterday, I believe it was, when he was talking to John Keating, that after missing a start, his last start, the one thing he wanted to do was come out and really command the strike zone, throw lots of strikes. In his last 3 starts prior to this one today, only 3 base on balls for Max in the last 20 innings. So he's been efficient once again.
Yeah, mission accomplished today. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, you said 19 of 24 in first pitch strikes. You usually don't equate those kind of numbers to Max.
Here's the 2-0. That's in for a strike. 2-1. Ground ball right side of the infield on the backhand. Betancourt has it. And Avila is out. 2 away. Time now for the Ace Hardware Scott's fan poll question of the game. Of these 4 Tigers, who has been the biggest first half surprise? Is it A, Quentin Berry, B, Drew Smyly, C, Brian Villarreal, or D, Austin Jackson? Enter your vote by texting ACE and then a space and then the letter answer to 37338. See the final results postgame on Tigers Live.
Good question today.
There's a strike called on Santiago. Well, who do you got in that?
I'd probably go Villarreal. Is my biggest surprise.
It's a ball outside, 1-1. Well, yeah, I don't think anybody thought that he would have as dominant of numbers as he would. I might go with Quentin. I think that he's come up and really out of nowhere. Really wasn't known to this organization before spring training this year when he had a good camp.
It's a great story.
It is a great story, and I think he's kind of helped the Tigers tread water until they caught fire here down the stretch.
Jackson has been so steady after the year he had last year.
Swing and a miss. Santiago is out, and that's 4 strikeouts now for Collins. 6 in the books here at the ballpark. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Toyota, brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealers. You are looking at Birmingham, Michigan, where many of the visiting teams now stay. The Tigers have a 6-1 lead in this one as we go to the top of the 7th. The Royals included staying out in Birmingham. A lot of great shops, great restaurants, great area to hang out. So is Comerica Park, and Max Scherzer has made it a good day. Max giving up just the 1 run on the home run to Perez. There's a strike called on Jeff Francoeur. '96 now for Scherzer in the pitch column. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Max is dealing out there today. Lots of good fastballs. He's thrown some really good sliders and changeups. We watched Drew Smyly in the start on Friday night. He struck out a career high 10. And all but one of Smiley's strikeouts came on breaking balls to this very young Kansas City Royals offense.
Coca Dotel tuning up. He did not go, said Vic Carapazza. It was close. 1-2 on Francoeur.
May as well try it again and see if you can get Francoeur to bite on the next one. It's got to be located in that same area, though.
Swing and a miss. Scherzer another strikeout.
Ask and you shall receive. Back-to-back really good breaking balls. He laid off the first one. Vila went right back out there again, and Max hit his spot.
7 strikeouts for Scherzer.
You can tell by the depth that last breaking ball had there to Francoeur that Max is getting himself in a really nice arm slot position. For him to throw that breaking ball and bury it down and away and then come back with that fastball right there at 94 and locate that one on the outside part of the plate. He's got a really nice arm slot here today.
Ball inside of Perez. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And the one thing that we've watched with Max's last four starts, he's had a really good consistent arm slot.
There's another bender in there for a strike. 1-2. Well, if he can do that the rest of the second half, or at least in most of his starts, he's going to be where the Tigers hoped he would.
His career. He's got great stuff.
The 1-2. 2-2 on Perez.
When you start talking about pure stuff as far as right-handed starters in the American League, there are not many that have better stuff than Max.
Three 3-2 now on Salvador Perez. Perez yesterday was 0 for 4, his first hitless day of 2012. Of course, he spent a lot of that on the DL. He recently came back. And a bouncing ball to second. Santiago has it there. Perez is gone, 2 away.
Told you earlier today that Max is one of those guys that the pitching coach doesn't necessarily tell him, work with your fastball down in the zone. Max, when he's getting most of his strikeouts, his fastballs are belt buckle or higher. And that's because of the impressive velocity that he throws with. And he can just flat out throw it by you.
In there for strike one on Gerard Dyson. He's 0 for 2. Seven punch outs this afternoon for Max. He has scattered 5 hits. The only run he allowed was back in the 3rd on the Perez homer. Pretty quiet day otherwise for KC. And a bouncing ball again to second. Here comes Santiago on the charge. That's going to be another 1-2-3 inning for Max Scherzer. Cruising this afternoon. The Tigers lead 6-1. Here's our Comerica game summary with the Tigers up 6-1. Peralta and Fielder home run each and 5 combined RBIs. Max Scherzer 22 of 27 first pitch strikes. He's fanned 7 in this game. And Delvin Young homered again today, and it was a bomb to center field. His 4th consecutive game with a home run.
Let's take you all the way back to Thursday, and that's when Delvin Young started this home run barrage on the opposing pitchers. He's gone to right field, he's gone to left field, he's gone to left center field, and today he went over the 420 sign in straightaway center, so he is picked all over Comerica Park.
The first Tiger to hit home runs in 4 straight games since Marcus Thames did it back in 2008 in 5 straight games. Remember that stretch for Marcus?
It was Country Strong.
Yes, it was. Is he the original Country Strong, by the way, for the Tigers?
You notice I have not given that name to anybody else.
You've retired it?
When it comes to guys hitting home runs, I will never give that name to anybody else. Marcus Thames is the original Country Strong.
And apparently the only Country Strong now. Kelvin Herrera is the new pitcher for the Royals.
You just can't throw that term out there lightly now.
No, you got to protect it. Here's a strike. But if there does come a day where somebody comes along that deserves it, will you pull it out?
Oh, it's going to be tough.
You can do it. It is Jackson leading it off for the Tigers. He strokes one to center field on a line. Dyson will get there and haul it in. One out here in the 7th. And that'll bring up Quentin Berry. Berry today 1 for 3, singled and scored ahead of the monster Prince Fielder home run back in the 5th. Didn't go. 1 ball, no strikes. Six runs, 8 hits for Detroit. 1 run, 5 hits for the Royals. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled off 1-2 now on Berry. Quinn trying to get something going here with 1 out in the 7th. Cabrera waiting on deck. Tigers chasing the White Sox, and Chicago is trailing 7-3 at home today. That's a fair ball. Inside the bag at first. Berry motoring towards second, maybe beyond. He's turning the Jets on now. He is in the 3rd with a triple. And a hand clap.
Boy, can he excite a crowd with his legs. Once this ball gets past Hosmer down in that right field corner, you know before Francoeur gets over to pick it up, Quentin with all his speed is going to be sliding into 3rd base with another triple.
5 of them this year for Berry.
It took him 12 seconds from the time he made contact with that baseball until the time he slid in safely to 3rd base. Just 12 seconds.
It's Rod Allen kind of speed right there.
I wish I had that kind of speed. Here you go.
1 Mississippi.
2 Mississippi. 5 Mississippi. 7 Mississippi. 12 Mississippi.
See, it worked out perfectly. Here's the 0-1 to Cabrera, and a bouncing ball back up the middle of the infield in, though, so that'll save a run.
It's all coming together, though. You know where Marcus Thames is from, right?
Mississippi.
Yeah, that's all. We just tied it all back together.
I can't believe you pulled that in. That's pretty good. 2 outs now. Here's Prince. 3-run shot in his last at bat.
Ned Yost, he knows all about Prince Fielder. Prince Fielder played for Ned Yost when Ned Yost was the manager of the Milwaukee Brewers. And I remember that first trip when we were in Kansas City, how Ned Yost is just really gushing over the player that Prince Fielder has become today. Not only on the offensive side, but on the other side of the ball. And he wants nothing to do with him here. Can't blame him.
Don't blame him one bit.
Well, Delman's hit 4 home runs in 4 straight days.
Well, that just goes to show you how much respect he has for a fielder. Who, by the way, now is about to pick up his 10th intentional walk, which trails David Ortiz by 1 for the American League lead. So put the Prince aboard. And this is one of the reasons why I think Rod Delman could be such a big key in the second half, because if he continues to hit like he is right now, it's going to be tougher to walk Prince.
No doubt about that, and that's exactly what the Tigers were hoping for when this team was assembled in the offseason. Him batting 5th, Prince 4th, to drive in big runs.
That'll get away from Perez. Here comes Berry trying to score, and he is out. Herrera covered and tagged him out. Quentin is gone, and the Tigers are done.
Nice job by Perez, the catcher, blocking this ball, pouncing on it, and then giving Herrera a nice feed.
7 in the books here at the ballpark. Out by an eyelash, or a little bit more.
Grips Max has used here today. The bottom grip, that's the 4-seam fastball. And then you see the changeup grip in the middle, and then you have the slider grip on top. But the result has been the same for Max, because he's been throwing all 3 of those pitches out of the same slot today, the same window. And explosive with the fastball, real good fading changeup. And there's been some separation and some depth with his breaking ball. Outstanding outing today by Max Scherzer, his last before the All-Star break.
So Scherzer today was really, really good, and he went 7 innings, 5 hits, just 1 run. He struck out 7 of the game. Threw 109 before departing, and he will give way to left-hander Phil Coke. As we head to the 8th inning, the Tigers up 6-1 in this ball game. Here are the numbers on Coke. Gordon, Escobar, and Hosmer. A little bit outside, 1-0 on Alex Gordon, who is 1 for 2 with a walk as well. 2-base hit back in the 5th. One ball, 1 strike. In the air, center field. Jackson's been busy today. He'll handle another one. 1 gone.
Follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826, or you can simply visit Tigers.com for details.
So with one out, here is Alcides Escobar. Koch enjoying a 1.42 ERA at home this year. Getting that all-important first batter. Escobar is 0 for 3. Here's the 1-0. Jackson, by the way, now has 6 putouts in this game, catching that fly ball from Gordon, so he has indeed been busy out there in center field.
He's been perfect out in center field this year. Everything that's hit to him, he catches. And then he catches a lot that a lot of other center fielders would not catch with his range.
And the 1-1. Fouled off the end of the bat, 1-2. Three for 11 for Escobar in the series. Tigers trying to sweep this 3-game set. Swing and a miss. Escobar dispatched. Apparently Laird's having some fun.
Imagine that. Laird having fun.
Oh, they got him.
That brings back memories, and I'm sure you probably experienced this too back in your AAA days when you were broadcasting those real early flights in the morning that we had to take, and the guys would take fishing wire and put a dollar bill on there and throw it out there in front of people walking by. And
at the airport?
In the airport.
Yeah, yeah.
And people start reaching down to pick it up, and you just pull it back a little bit. You pull it some more. We had some fun doing that.
Here's the 0-1. You'd be surprised how many people chase that $1 bill too.
Fishing line, I said, is the correct term, but it's funny because you really can't see the line, but you see that dollar out there,
and it starts jumping.
And some people just keep going and going and going. Then some would just step on it.
0-2 on Hosmer.
That travel was tough.
It was. In the PCL, it was really tough sometimes.
Get up at 4 in the morning, take your flight, and then you get to that next city. You don't have the day off. You play that day.
When I was in Tucson, we used to have those 2 or 3 hour layovers in Salt Lake to get to Canada, whether it was Edmonton, Vancouver. 1-2 is just off the plate. Looked pretty good. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Koch ready with a 2-2. And Hosmer lifts it in the air. Foul ground, left field line. Berry will run out of room. Tigers got 2 in the second today, 1 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth, and they've hit 3 home runs. All of their scoring coming on the long ball.
3 home runs, that's good for some curly fries or something, right?
It is. Bring that box score tomorrow. To Arby's. Downs and Dotel warming up in the Detroit bullpen. The 2-2. Oh, just off the corner again. Bill Miller thought about it long and hard, but decided not to ring him up. 3-2. Hosmer has struck out twice in this game, 1 for 3. And he pops it up. Middle of the infield, Peralta coming over. So is Santiago, and Ramon makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Koch. G Money going fishing. Having some fun with the fans here at the ballpark. In the first half, how about the series at Wrigley Field? June 14th, Tiger fans flooding Wrigley Field all week. And Austin Jackson, a 2-run homer in the 9th to make it 5-2. Also had a tie-breaking RBI single in the 7th inning. Papa Grande finishing out a win. The Tigers owned Chicago for that series.
Tigers and their fans helped the Chicago Cubs set a midweek attendance record with all the fans that attended that series. Unbelievable.
Well, the Tigers batting now in the bottom of the 8th here. They lead 6-1 as they try and finish out the sweep of the Royals. Delman Young leads it off. And he sends a ground ball back up the middle into center. Base hit. Second hit of the game for Delman. New pitcher is out now for KC, and that would be Greg Holland.
Holland comes in and throws a first pitch fastball to Delman, which is a risky proposition, and he promptly drills it right back up the box. He's having a good year. 42 strikeouts and 28 in 2/3 innings for Greg Holland out of that Kansas City Royals bullpen.
Here's Bosch. Single run scored for Bosch today. In there for strike one. That single, by the way, for Young now gives the Tigers 10 hits in this game. They had 12 hits yesterday, 9 in game 1. Chopper hit back up the middle. Going to be a tough play. And no play. Betancourt tried to barehand it. Everybody's safe. Bosch will take it. Infield hit.
Well, Tigers 3, 4, 5 hitters in this homestand are doing what the big boys should do. 342 for the average. They've trotted around the bases 9 times and they've driven in 26. Major damage by Cabrera, Fielder, and Delman.
Peralta's done some damage as well today with a double and a 2-run homer. Ball 1. Eleven Tigers hits now. Prince with a home run today. 3-run shot in the 5th, breaking this one open a bit. Fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Final game of the first half. All-Star game coming up Tuesday in Kansas City. You can see it on Fox. The best in the American League and National League will square off to see who gets home field for the World Series. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike on Peralta. Young and Bosch, your base runners. And the 2-1. Ground ball, fair ball. Out of the reach of Moustakas. It'll go to the corner. This will get 1, maybe 2. Let's see. Bosch will be held at third. It's a double and an RBI, and Peralta having a day.
That's 2 doubles and a big fly now for Johnny Peralta in this game. And he has driven in 3. Delman Young had to slide step Gene Lamont. Almost ran him over.
Yes, he did.
Juan Samuel got ran over yesterday of the Philadelphia Phillies. Somebody was scoring, and they still scored, but they mowed right over Juan Samuel.
Infield coming in now. The Tigers lead 7-1. Avila looks at ball 1. That's the 7th extra base hit today for the Tigers. Alex is 0 for 2 with a walk, trying to break an 0 for 10 skid. And the 1-0. 2-0.
Well, he's got himself in a really good count right now to break that 0 for 10 skid. At the very least, driving a run, and which would be his 24th of the year.
Jose Majares warming up. 3 batters into this inning. Holland's still looking for his first out. Popped up foul, back out of play. So it's 2-1 on Avila. Bosch at third base and Peralta down at second. 12 Tigers hits. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Throw down at third, but Bosch gets back easily. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Tigers go on to win this game. They will have won 7 of the 8 these two teams have played. Tigers still have 2 more trips to Kansas City, 1 in August and 1 at the end of the year. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Avila is out. Strikeout complete. 1 gone.
As soon as the game ends, our coverage will continue with Tigers Live this afternoon. You'll hear from the manager, as always, Jim Leda, and the players. We'll break down the game, show you all the highlights. That's immediately after this game in the Coliseum Studios in Southfield, Michigan. Justin White holding down the studio this afternoon.
Here is Santiago. Infield remains in for KC. In there for strike 1. A couple of strikeouts and a fly ball for Santiago. Slap foul down the left field line. 0-2 on Ramon. In the 9th inning, the Royals will have Butler, Betancourt, and Moustakas. And right now the deficit for them is 6 runs, could be more. Just missed. Holland wanted that pitch, didn't get it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he fouled it off. One ball, 2 strikes on Santiago. The inning started with a base hit by Delman. Infield hit for Bosch. Double by Peralta scored a run to make it 7-1 Detroit. And Santiago trying to cash in a couple of RBIs here. Again, the 1-2. Little chopper hit to the second baseman. And out is Santiago, and there are 2 gone. How about some of the Tigers who were invited into the Futures game? It's part of the All-Star Week festivities. Nick Castellanos will be there. Rob Brantley was added to the roster, who's having a fine season this year. Catching prospect in the Tigers organization. And the young man we talked about last night, Bruce Rondon, who throws 100 miles an hour. and maybe has a closer at some point in his future. We'll see.
All three very deserving with the years that they're having.
That futures game always fun to watch. 3 Tigers prospects will be representing. Here is Austin Jackson now with 2 outs, infield back. Also last night we get word that Jacob Turner threw a 3-hit complete game shutout.
Good for him.
I know both you and I thought he did really well in the start that he had here in the big leagues.
Much better than last year when he had his audition. Held runners a little bit better. Fastball had some life on it. Good breaking ball. Just a matter of time before Turner gets a chance to come to the major leagues for good. And that kid Castellanos is going to force his way onto the major league roster too before this year's over with. Mark that down.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Jackson now down to the count 0-2. Meanwhile, that comes on the heels of what Casey Crosby did the night before, 7 scoreless innings, and in his last 3 starts he's given up just 1 earned run.
Well, it's a nice luxury to have if you've got a couple of guys down there in the minor leagues, even though when they've been here they haven't been great. You know they have that ability to at any point in time come up here and really help your major league club out if you need them. And there's no doubt if the Tigers are entertaining the thought of making a trade before the deadline, and there's no doubt teams will be asking for guys like Turner and Oliver and Castellanos.
1-2. Good block there by Perez. Of course, the catching was restocked a couple of years ago in the draft when the Tigers took 3 catchers. They have Avila, the all-star at the major league level. We saw Brian Holiday this year. I just told you about Brantley. McCann is also in the minor leagues. So that minor league system is oftentimes the lifeline of organizations. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Missed it low. 3-2 now on Jackson.
Rumor has it as well that Castellanos also starting to take some fly balls in the outfield. He's a third baseman by trade, but Miggy's not going anywhere.
Well, John Lowe had a piece on that today. We'll see if that ends up being the path to the big leagues. Here's the 3-2. Got him, strike 3, and that is that for the Tigers. They get another run though, so we'll go to the 9th. It is 7-1 Detroit. The Tigers on top by a 7-1 score as we go to the ninth inning. Last call now for the Kansas City Royals. Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Billy Butler and Mike Moustakas. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you. The first Royals duo with 15 or more home runs each prior to the All-Star break since Sweeney and Beltran did it back in 2004. Well, it's been a while for them, and so it'll be Butler leading it off here in the ninth inning. Then Betancourt and then Moustakas. And the first pitch is hammered foul down the right field line as Octavio Dotel takes over for Detroit. Don Kelly is also the new right fielder. Ball high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Butler is 0 for 3. He's put the ball in the air a couple of times, couple of flyouts and a ground out. And here is Dotel's 1-1 pitch. Fouled off. 1-2 on Butler. Tigers 3 outs away from their 44th win of the season.
And it's looking like they're going to pick up a game on the White Sox, who are losing to the Toronto Blue Jays today.
That would be nice. Here's the 1-2. Missed it high. 2-2 on Butler.
Even though the Tigers are looking for their 5th win in a row, the White Sox have been just as hot.
They've kept the Tigers at arm's length away. Fouled straight back. Tigers at the All-Star break last year had 49 victories. Today would be their 44th if they're able to get it.
They also went into the break last year in first place. Never gave it up either, did they?
No. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be hit right to the first baseman fielder. And Butler will have to deal with an 0 for 4 day.
It's not often that you say Billy Butler and 0 for 4 when he is going up against Tigers pitching. That's how good Butler has been in his career against the Tiger staff.
Here is Yuniesky Betancourt. 1 for 3 this afternoon. 0-1 on Betancourt. Tiger pitching today is combined to allow just 5 hits for the Royals in this one. It was Max going 7, then Koch, and now Dotel.
Kansas City Royals hitters could not catch up to Max's fastball today, and they were popping everything up into the outfield. And
0-2.
They weren't popping it up. Max was simply striking them out.
And Betancourt stays alive. Moustakas will be next. Tigers hitting 3 home runs in this one today. In fact, KC's only run came in on a homer as well. And again, the 0-2. Outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Betancourt. Dotel had 11 strikeouts in his last 7 2/3 coming in. Delvin's had a big day today, including a homer. Another foul straight back. And another big crowd enjoying this one. 36,693 the attendance here this afternoon on a warm afternoon at the ballpark. 83-degree day. He checked it. Did he go? Did not. I don't know how he held up there. It was close. 2-2. Right back off of Dotel. It's going to roll right to Prince at the bag.
Look at Dotel.
He wants an assist.
This is beautiful. This ball hit him right in the shin and went right to Prince. But check out Dotel here, though.
Two gone. Tigers pitching now has retired the last 11 in a row. Might as well finish him off here. Moustakas stepping in. And here comes the crowd. Fouled away, 0-1. Mike Moustakas today is 0 for 3. Strikeout, pop up, fly ball. And Dotel's 0-1. Strike call. Up with the right hand goes Bill Miller. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Ground ball, foul, first base side. Swing and a foul. Tigers back in action Friday when they begin the second half in Baltimore. Short 3-game road trip, then it's back home for the next homestand. Ball inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Moustakas trying to keep it going. Francoeur waiting on deck. 7-1 Detroit. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and the Tigers go to the break with a 5-game win streak.
I look for big things out of this Tigers group second half of the year. They're starting to roll right now.
They sweep the Royals out of town. They've won 7 of 8 from KC this year. A convincing 7-1 victory behind Max Scherzer this afternoon and 3 home run balls. A whole lot more coming up from Comerica Park. Nice win for the ball club today. They sweep KC.